Moin YouTube. Today I'm taking you on a walk around the Außenalster, this beautiful lake in the middle of Hamburg. That was built by monks. More on that while we walk. Let's go. You heard correctly. The Alster Lake is artificial. It was made by monks in the 12th century to run a grain mill. Now, building such a massive lake to run a single mill might seem a bit overblown, but we are glad they did it. The loop around the Alster is about 7.5 kilometers long, and it's an absolute local ritual. It's a place for first dates, for deep talks, or for solo, clear your head strolls. It's kind of Hamburg's equivalent to a Central Park loop. But the buzz here isn't just happening around the lake, but also on it. You will find paddle boats, sailing boats, stand-up paddling boards, and many more forms of transportation whenever the weather allows. The whole sailing on the Ulster thing is actually very British. After World War I, Hamburg's growing yacht culture was partly influenced by British clubs. Today the Ulster is one of the only places in a big city where you will find competitive regattas happening right downtown. Don't let the calm water fool you. Sailing on the Ulster isn't exactly a walk in the park. The wind changes constantly thanks to all the buildings and streets around it, so if you're not on your game, you'll be zigzagging like a drunk mosquito. So some guys I am hoping to meet on this walk are swans. The Ulster swans are more than just pretty birds. They're a full-blown symbol of Hamburg. Records from as far back as 1591 show that the city has been feeding these swans with grain at public expense for over 400 years. In 1664, the Senate of the city officially placed them under protection. Ever since, it's been illegal and punishable to insult, harm or kill a swan. Yes, insult. And then there is the Schwanenvater, literally the father of swans. Hamburg has had one since 1674. Since 1818, the job's been part of a former city department under the slightly less poetic title of District Game Warden. Some impressive houses here. This is old money Hamburg. If you got wealth, you want a view of the Ulster. Today, the Schwanenvater leads the Central Swans Office. Yes, that's a real thing, based in Hamburg North. His job? Taking care of the birds, rescuing injured water animals, raising orphaned ones, advising the public, organizing training workshops, and even tracking down polluters, animal abusers, and poachers. The man wears many hats, but mostly feathers. The Ulster isn't just scenic. It's the emotional and geographical heart of Hamburg. While the Elbe connects Hamburg to the world, the Ulster connects Hamburgers to themselves. That's why you'll find locals jogging, strolling, sailing, flirting, or philosophizing around it every day. It's less about transportation and more about belonging. So if the Elbe is the city's gateway, the Alster is its living room. And while it started as a mill pond, over the centuries, especially from the 17th to the 19th century, it became a space that was designed for public enjoyment, long before urban planning was a thing. The walkways, promenades, and landscape banks were intentionally shaped to create a space that was accessible, relaxing, and aesthetically pleasing. Also, the Alster isn't just a lake, it's a muse. Over the centuries, it's inspired painters, poets, and photographers to stop, take a breath, and try to capture that fleeting moment when everything feels still. Take Ernst Eitner, for example, often called the Monet of the North, and for good reasons. His paintings of the Alster shimmer with light and softness, like someone bottled the early morning hush and turned it into brushstrokes. Even Emil Nolde, the wild expressionist with a reputation for color chaos, found a more contemplative side here. His painting of the Alster Basin is surprisingly restrained, just trees and water and silence. That piece now hangs in the Hamburger Kunsthalle, and I cannot show it here because it's not in the public domain yet. Then there is the black and white lens of Heinrich Hamann, one of the key photographers documenting post-war Hamburg. His shots of the Alster during the rubble years are haunting. Broken buildings reflected in water that's too calm for what just happened. Through his camera, the Alster becomes something bigger, a quiet witness to destruction and slow recovery. Even musicians haven't been immune. Wolf Biermann, who moved here after being exiled from East Germany, wrote about the Alster in some of his later work. Less revolutionary firebrand, more weary man by the water. And while you won't hear the word Alster dropped in every track, you can feel it in the mood of bands like Ketkar or Tomte, local heroes of Hamburg's indie scene. The Alster is right there between the lines, foggy and familiar. So even if it's not always front and center, the Alster is always around. In brushstrokes, in verses, in photos. It's Hamburg's most patient collaborator, a silent co-writer of its cultural memory. Well, sadly, no swans today. They tend to be more out on the water than near the banks, but at least we found this little guy here. And with this last shot of the beautiful Alster Lake, I am wrapping up the video. I hope you enjoyed the walk. I hope I'll see you next time around, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.